One of the most important aspects of NLP is rapport. The ability to build rapport with somebody is essential for pretty much every single NLP process and any form of communication. With rapport, you can do almost anything. Without rapport, you can do practically nothing. You will not get the buy-in of the other person. You will not be able to influence or indeed to achieve objectives that you have if you don't have rapport. So what is rapport? Rapport, the definition of rapport is unconscious responsiveness. Rapport is not necessarily about being liked, which many people think. Two people in the heat of an argument can be in perfect rapport. It's unconscious responsiveness. The elements that make up rapport are mirroring, which, for example, if you're standing in front of somebody, by mirroring their movements, i.e. doing exactly the same movements as they're doing, as if you're looking into a mirror, will build rapport. However, be careful, because if you're looking to create rapport where rapport doesn't exist and the other person notices that you are deliberately mirroring them, it will have the opposite effect and break rapport. So mirroring is mirroring the movements of the other person. Matching. Matching is very similar to mirroring. For example, if I raise my right hand, if I was mirroring somebody, they would be raising their left hand because it's directly a mirror. Matching is that if I raise my right hand, the other person is raising their right hand. So we are matching each other. So matching, very, very similar to mirroring. Crossover matching. Now, one way of avoiding somebody knowing that you're deliberately creating rapport if rapport doesn't exist is to crossover match. So, for example, if somebody has their legs crossed, you may cross your arms. If somebody is blinking, you may just tap your leg each time they blink. Similarly, if you can match somebody's breathing rhythm with your body sway, what will happen if you have rapport is the moment that unconscious responsiveness kicks in, if you then begin to alter your body sway, that person's breathing will begin to alter also. That's when you can tell that you're in rapport. So mirroring, matching, crossover matching, and this one, micro muscle mirroring. So if somebody is using macro movements, if you were directly mirroring them, you'd be doing the same thing. If you then reduce the scale of your movements until they become smaller and smaller and smaller, until actually they're happening, but on a micro level, I can still feel, for example, the impulse coming down my arms, and yet my movements are really tiny. This is micro muscle mirroring, which is very effective for rapport. So what do we match and mirror? We match and mirror the physiology, how somebody is sitting, what their arm movements may be. For example, as we mentioned, the eyes blinking. These physiological elements we can match and crossover match. The tonality. Somebody will speak in a certain rhythm. We can match the same rhythm as that person. They'll have a certain tone. The tone may be quite soft, or sometimes it might be quite hard or harsh, and we can match that also. It will have, as I say, a timbre in the voice. We can match the timbre. There are many things that tonality, speaking, so to speak, we can match. And words. We can feed back the same words that somebody is using. If you feed back the same words to somebody that they've used, it will sit very comfortably with them and help form rapport. If you share common experience, if somebody is talking about a particular subject and you show an interest in that, that also will create a high degree of rapport. So there are many ways to create rapport. Mirroring, matching, crossover matching, micro muscle mirroring, and we are matching and mirroring physiology, tonality, and words. And with rapport, a high degree of rapport, we can achieve almost anything. And you can achieve rapport with anybody. Sometimes you may have to work a little bit harder for it. The main caveat is that if you don't have rapport and you are looking to create it, do so in a way that the other person is not aware of it. Because if they do become aware of it, it will actually break rapport.